Broadcasting live from the Lenovo Studios. WCMC HD1 Holly Springs. 99.9 The Fan. The Triangle Sports Leader. 99.9 The Fan. Feature presentation.
The Canes will win the draw. Walker, there's a drive, they score! Nikolaj Ehlers! His first goal with the Carolina Hurricanes. It's a power play goal, and it's 1-0 Hurricanes here at the Garden.
The official station of Caniac Nation 99.9 The Fan presents Canes Corner. Here's your host, Mike Maniscalco.
Welcome inside the local and welcome our guest, if you couldn't tell, from the power play goal he scored at Madison Square Garden when the Canes shut out the Rangers. Our guest is Nikolaj Ehlers. Nikolaj, great to see you. Thanks for coming out tonight.
Thank you for having me.
One crazy thing about that goal, the first goal you scored in your career was almost in the exact same spot, in the exact same building. Did you, when you let that one go, were you thinking, oh, I've done this before?
It was kind of crazy. It did feel a bit like a deja vu kind of thing. I just wish we would have played there the first game of the year. But yeah, no, that was I thought that was pretty neat to score my first goal. Kind of the same way I scored my first NHL goal. So glad it finally came around.
I know everybody here is glad that it came around, but we could sense it was coming, especially at the start. So let's get to the start to the season, and this is a big change for you. You know, you'd spent your entire career in Winnipeg, and you know there's that sense of familiarity being in one place. But let's get to coming over here, and let's get to that night when you go into the locker room. It's a win, so that makes it even better. But you get that goal. Did it feel like it's a little bit lighter? The equipment was a little bit lighter. You could exhale a little bit. You finally got that first goal out of the way.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, come to a new team, you want to show what you can do right away, and I thought I played some good games before that, but getting that first one obviously felt really good. Fishy and I were taking the monkey off my back on the bench and stomping it. So that was a cool moment too.
It's one of the things that I've heard, and now you can set the record straight. For a player like you, for anybody, when you're getting chances, you're like, at least the chances are there, so it'll come. You know it'll happen. It's worse if the chances aren't there. You're the guy, you lived it, so you can tell me. Is it worse when there's no chances and you're like, well, at least that, or is it worse when you're getting the chances and you're not seeing the puck go in the net? What would be worse for you?
Well, it's definitely worse when you're not getting the chances. But I mean, you also don't want too many chances where you're missing the net or not scoring. But yeah, I think if you don't get the chances, you're maybe not playing the right way, doing the right things. But when you are getting the chances and it's just not going in, it's just a matter of time. So you gotta just keep grinding.
And keep grinding, I think, might be the motto of the team this year. When for those of you who don't know, there's been some injuries on the blue line this year. I want to say that quietly because I don't want to be responsible for any of it, but it's been odd. I mean, that's the only way to put it. But this team is 11-4-0, and they put this record together. And you know, as you found out, and kind of similar to your season last year with Winnipeg, it wasn't just one line or one guy or the goalie every night stealing games. It was everybody pulls the rope. So is that, while it's a new team, does that feel familiar for you? That it's everybody. It's not we're just counting on one guy in the room, or it wasn't everybody looking at you. Every night it can be somebody else, somebody different who steps up, and part of the reason why this team has 11 wins right now.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the best teams in this league has all four lines rolling and contributing. And I think we've been able to do that really well so far. And especially the D's, they've been grinding out there. I don't remember ever going through something like this to start a season. So, and the guys that have come up, they've stepped up, so it's been great.
Well, it's not just the defense, though. Not that this team changes the way they play, but you get put into this. But is there added pressure on the forwards when we've only got 5 defensemen here tonight? You got to get back, and you can't do things that might lead to a little bit more offense. Does it have to be said, or do you just kind of know that, no, we're going to come back and help out our defensemen tonight, especially a game like last night when you know it's going to be a tight game. You need to score goals to get in front of Toronto, but you're going to be down a defenseman in that third period. Does it have to be said, or is it kind of just known in the locker room the forwards are going to come back and help out the defensemen?
Well, we know, but Roddy still lets us know. Needs to make sure. But yeah, we obviously know. You know, like you said yourself, it's not the first game this season. We've played more games with less D than we have with a full D core in a game. So we know what we need to do in a situation like that, and I think we've been able to do that pretty well, and try to help out the Ds as much as possible. But with that said, it's not easy for defensemen to play only 4 defensemen or 5. So what they've been able to do has been outstanding.
All right, well, let's get to the first day you walk in the door here with the Carolina Hurricanes. How much easier is it when you look up and there's Frederik Andersen, and you got somebody that you can, A, speak your native language to, B, I know that you know him from a little bit. Does that take any of the pressure off? Was that one of the things, not to say that that's why you put your name on the contract, but you knew that Frederik Andersen was here. How much having that guy that you could kind of lean on, even though it's a brand new team for you, that, you know, there's Freddie, even though he looks like Ed Sheeran, we all know he does. But to have somebody who's a familiar face in a new locker room for you.
Obviously it helped a lot. He was a guy that I talked to in the summer. And, you know, he was also my private driver for the first week here. So, no, it helped a lot. You know, to come to a completely new team where, you know, nobody but one guy is obviously going to be a little different in the beginning. But to have him and you know, him kind of show me everything and show me around was helpful. So I appreciated that.
I trust he's a really good driver because his heartbeat doesn't get above like 45 beats per minute.
He's been a good driver. Yeah.
So there you go. Now you heard that. When Frederik Andersen's Uber service comes around, we know that we can all count on it. But then the transition into the room. What did you know about the Carolina Hurricanes? Because it's, on one hand, being a free agent the way that you were, it's got to be weird because everybody in the world's coming to you and telling you, sign here and we'll do this and it'll fit in like that. What did you know about the Canes before you signed the contract? And you're like, okay, this is why if this is one of the teams that wants me, this is why I'd want to play here.
Oh, there's a lot of things that have went into my decision. It's also why it took me a little longer than it normally does for other players. But like I said in an earlier interview, I wanted to get all the information before I made the decision and made the right decision for myself and the team. And, you know, I know we're early in the season, but I can say I made the right decision. But yeah, I mean, I talked to some guys that have played here. I talked to Freddie, obviously, and you know, I heard it's a great group of guys, and it really is. Every single guy is fantastic, and you know, welcomed me great from the beginning. So that meant a lot to me coming in.
Did you talk to Nino Niederreiter, who was here and he was your teammate in Winnipeg? And
yeah, I did. I love that guy.
Yeah, no, I don't. He's got to hold a record. I don't know anybody who ever has a bad word about Nino Niederreiter.
No, he was one of my, you know, closest friends. Still is, but yeah, he was fantastic.
And you know, it's one of those things where he talks about playing in that building. You've only gotten it once a year, you know, because Winnipeg doesn't play here a bunch. What is the initial reaction to when, especially like an opening night, when it gets really loud? What has been your reaction to how this building is versus, you know, not everybody's sitting here talking about, I don't know why all these years later, but nobody talks about Carolina as, oh, you know, it's an intimidating place or whatever. Playing it now, what does that noise do to the opposition? What does feeding off the crowd do for you guys?
I mean, I thought the first game when you come in, there's some buildings that are pretty loud. And, the first game this year was pretty cool, I thought. And, when you have fans that are loud, I usually call it annoying too when you're on the other side of it. It can be tough. So you want to use that. You want to feel it. And I think, our fans this year have done an incredible job so far.
And it just wait, because as it gets closer to the best time of year, it gets even louder, Nikolaj.
I believe that.
Nikolaj Ehlers is our guest here. It is Canes Corner, live from the local here on 99.9 The Fan. Anytime I say his name, feel free to clap as loud as you want. There's got to be an adjustment period, though, just based on the amount of time that you put in one place and you move here. Just to ask you for the biggest change, what would the biggest change for you? What has been the biggest change? Is it the style of play? I mean, I know it's trying to figure your way around a new city. That's got to be tough. But at the same time, what's been the biggest adjustment for you? Or a lot of little adjustments if it's not just one thing.
I would probably put it that way. I mean, I'm not using my GPS anymore getting to the rink. So we're that far.
And, okay, that's I still am, just so you know.
Yeah. No, I think there's just there's so many small things that are different. The grocery shopping, and I've found out I got to go to 3 different ones to get everything I want. I'm not used to that. Like you mentioned, the style of play is a little different than what I'm used to. But also something that I said this summer that I believe I can be really good at, and I saw myself playing here. So, I think it's just a lot of small things, but I'm slowly settling in and getting there.
Yeah, Rod was asked about that last night, the dynamic that you bring to the team, which is being able to carry the puck, a one-man transition that comes into it is, and I'm sorry to ask, but it's always in my mind, if you've done something, and this is anybody who's ever had any job for a long time and then you switch, if you've done something and you've gone left for 10 years, but now you've got to go right, is there kind of that feeling like, I got to go here? Or are you now to the point where 15, 16 games into the season, we're coming up on the 16th game, where it's now more natural to do it instead of thinking, this is what I need to do?
I think mostly with the puck, I'm still me. I hope that's why the Canes wanted me. That's the understanding I got.
I think everybody understands that.
But I mean, of course, there are small things where again, the positioning might be a little different. And I knew that was going to take a little bit of time. And there's been situations where I've been shown on video, which you learn that way.
Yeah.
So no, I think it hasn't been crazy. I think, like I said before, I'm settling in more and more and getting more and more comfortable with everything on the ice. So it's trending in the right direction.
You mentioned that the video is there and you can learn from it, but how important are your teammates, though, at the end? And it doesn't matter if it's here or when you're going to be playing for Denmark in the Olympics, where you can sit down and I know that you've done it for teammates do it for you to say, okay, we're looking for this. In fact, we've had some great shots of you on the bench going, okay, we'll do this or do that. How important above all of it are your teammates going, okay, this is what we need to do, or having that kind of communication?
It's huge. It's something that I've always felt the need to do. Whether it's on the ice before face-off, whether it's in the intermission, on the bench when you're getting a little break, you want to talk as much as possible about what one guy sees and what we could do and stuff like that. That's the only way you keep creating chemistry. And now that I'm playing with Stank and Blaker, obviously we had never played together before, but I think we've done a really good job, and I told them too, we just gotta support each other and help each other as much as possible, and then it'll work out great.
As the veteran, they have to listen to everything you say, right?
Absolutely.
We're letting out a couple of secrets here tonight on Canes Corner about vets and their experience. Generally, we don't get a chance to talk about like one game on this show and like how cool it was. But last night, it's the Hall of Fame induction weekend for the Hockey Hall of Fame. And two guys I know that you played against, they get inducted into the Hall of Fame, and Joe Thornton and Zdeno Chara. Is that one of those things? You're on the bench, you're watching it. How are you a fan in that moment? How cool was that moment for you guys to watch that and be a part of it?
I think that's always cool. I mean, that's obviously a huge thing for those guys, and you know, every single person up there deserved it yesterday. So see guys that you played against, looked up to, go through that and be there was pretty cool, and to see the ones that were already in the Hall of Fame as well. Matt Sundin, who was a legend. So that whole thing was pretty cool.
And then you go out there and you win the game.
It's even better.
There you go. Nikolaj Ehlers is our guest here. We're going to find out exactly how he got here, his hockey beginnings, and everything in between coming up here. We're live at the local. It is Canes Corner. He's Nikolaj Ehlers. All right. Still, it's the first show of the year, so it's going to be that little hesitation, little delay that we like to say.
We got time.
We got plenty of time. And you're listening to your home for Carolina Hurricanes hockey. It's 99.9 The Fan.
Hey, it's Adam Golden as the Carolina Hurricanes shoot for their 8th consecutive playoff appearance. That's right, 8 in a row. That's not the goal, I should remind you. The goal is being, as Rod Brindamore likes to say, the last team standing. What do they need? Who will get them there? You know where you can find the answers on every episode of the Canes Corner podcast, live on YouTube after games, and wherever you get your podcast. Rate, subscribe, like, share, tell your friends.
What if you could pull up to $500,000 in cash out of your home and drop your mortgage rate down to 4.99% APR? Hey, it's Dennis Cox. Right now at Loan Pronto, they've got the lowest rates in 3 years. With Loan Pronto's Rapid Equity Loan, you can get your cash in as little as 3 days. Pay off all those high-interest credit cards and even skip your next 2 house payments. One client just got $300,000 approved in under 24 hours, paid off their debt, paid off 2 car loans, and saved $2,100 a month. One call, life changed. There's no wait, no hard credit pull up front. You probably won't need an appraisal. Just fast, easy cash from your home's equity. Rates are at a 3-year low. Act now. Call 919-381-1760 or visit loanpronto.com for your free instant home appraisal. See how much cash you can get today. Loan Pronto, A+ rated with the BBB and nearly 2,500 5-star Google reviews. Call 919-381-1760 and see how much cash you can get today. Loanpronto.com. Equal housing lender, NMLS 166171 on approved credit. Visit NMLSconsumeraccess.org.
It's Bo time. Fumbling the food on game day? Rookie move. But you know Bo can make your tailgate a winner, breakfast, lunch, or dinner. Because the Carolina Legend has everything you're craving. We're talking crispy, juicy chicken loaded with real Southern flavor, fluffy scratch-made buttermilk biscuits, and all the fixins to feed your whole crew faster than you can say touchdown. Be the MVP this season and let Bojangles do the cooking. Order your tailgate today. It's Bo time.
Planning a tailgate? Then it's Bo time. Bojangles has everything you need for the perfect tailgate, no matter how many fans you're trying to feed. There's the original tailgate, the super tailgate, and for a really big crowd, the jumbo tailgate special. And if you like your chicken off the bone, choose the Supreme's tailgate special that includes 12 perfectly seasoned tenderloin fillets. So grab the tickets, get that Bojangles tailgate special, and go. It's Bo time.
See if you're a winner every night. Watch live lottery drawings on WRAL-TV's 11 o'clock news. That's right, Carolina Pick 3, Carolina Pick 4, and Carolina Cash 5 numbers every night on WRAL-TV's 11 o'clock news. See if you're a winner before you go off to bed. Get your lottery numbers live every night.
North Carolina Education Lottery.
Only on WRAL-TV's 11 o'clock news.
I'm attorney Brian Ritchie. Big truck accidents can cause life-changing injuries, and life-changing injuries deserve life-changing money. I know big truck wrecks, and I know how to fight those big insurance companies. If you've been hurt by a big truck, contact us at ritchielaw.com. I'm on top of it.
When you're hiring, have you ever felt like you're missing out on meeting great candidates? Well, they're not hard to find when you go to ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day. People who are actively looking for jobs like yours. So it's easy to find the right person fast. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Every second counts in a poison emergency. That's why Poison Help is standing by 24/7 to provide free assistance in over 100 languages. Save Poison Help as a contact in your phone today. Poison Help. 1-800-222-1222.
And now Carolina trying to go back to work. They got a 2-on Blake out in front. They score! A tap in for Nick Ehlers. Tap for tap in Carolina. Back in the lead. It's 4-3. Ehlers' second goal with the Canes. That is Nikolaj Ehlers. That happened so quick, I forgot the rest of your first name, Nikolaj, on that one. So he's got 2 goals, 7 assists. The Carolina Hurricanes right now have 22 points on the season, and Nikolaj Ehlers is our guest here tonight. It's Canes Corner live from the local, and we appreciate everybody coming out. And for you, Nikolaj, you are the son of a hockey player. Your dad, and for those of you who watch the broadcast, Tripp already beat me to this great piece of information, but we'll put it out there anyway. Your dad was the first Danish player to be drafted in the National Hockey League. 9th round, 1986.
84.
84.
Yeah.
I was trying to make him younger than what he is. So, was it your uncle who was drafted in 86 then?
Yeah.
So they wanted to get your family over here. The same team drafted the Ehlers family. You don't have to make a noise, but they clearly saw talent. The New York Rangers were the team that drafted them. Yes, that's fine. Get it over with. We're good. But
that's why he never went there.
That's why he never went there. Exactly. So your dad, he did play over in Europe, and because of that, you moved around a little bit as a kid. So the first thing is always your first hockey memory, but is your first hockey memory that of your dad's, and like going to the rink and watching your dad play? Yeah, absolutely. I mean, first times I went to his game, I was there to play as well, just with toys and stuff. But yeah, I mean, he brought my brother and myself to practices and things like that. We were able to skate around with him, him holding us after wins in Germany and stuff like that. So I've always been around the rink and around hockey. So you grow up a little bit in Germany, but you do move around. Did you when you're a little kid, is that just a natural thing? You're like, well, we're just going to move, Dad's got a new team. We get to go to a new city. Was it exciting, or was it kind of a little bit on the, we got to move again for the Ehlers family and for your siblings? I can't speak for my brother and my sister, but I think I thought it was pretty cool. To be able to live in Germany, not that I remember too much about it because I was so young, but to live there and then live back home in Denmark for 6 years and then Switzerland for 6 years, I think that's pretty cool. Learn some languages. I have friends in different countries, and so I loved it. But obviously you also have friends that you don't see for a long time, and that part, and family back home in Denmark that you don't see for 8 months during the season. So that part is a little hard, but yeah, I wouldn't trade that. How much, though, do you lean on your brother and sister? Your older brother's a hockey player as well. Your sister, how does that bring you guys closer together? Because I know that you said how important they were for you to get here, but growing up you knew that no matter what, you were going to have your brother and sister in the house that you could lean on if you needed something. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, my brother still plays hockey as well. We were just chatting the other day, him not being able to score either. He's got 2 goals and I got 2 goals, so we're talking a little bit about that.
But yeah, he watches the games when he gets up with his youngest in the morning or during the night. It's always nice to have somebody to talk to about hockey, of course, and not just my dad. My dad is, he's positive, but he also tells me the bad stuff. And my sister, she has been to more hockey games than you can even imagine. She was always being dragged to the rink by my mom, watching every single game. She was also the one my dad sent when I wasn't playing well during a game. He would send my sister across the ice or around the ice, of course, all the way over to the bench, and just to let me know that get it going.
Yeah. So she was the bearer of.
She helped me out a lot. Yeah. But yeah, my mom was the one that drove me to all the practices, all the hockey tournaments. Drove me from soccer practice to hockey practice. Changing in her car. And my dad was, he was obviously a great mentor for myself, and was just supportive and showed me what it takes to get to where I'm at now. So I got my family to thank for this.
Yeah, and your dad went on to be a coach as well. So a lot of times, it doesn't matter, folks. It could be Denmark or it could be Delaware. You got to have that backing behind you, and it helps get you here. It's the funny thing is you might have had a choice at one point for what sport you wanted to play, because you played football, not our football, but soccer. So
sorry to say, but the real football.
That's
you can boo. It's okay.
No. It's we're all frustrated that we're not winning over here. That's the whole problem with it now. But you had a chance to play football, and what was it? Was there a chance in your mind where you're like, maybe I want to go down this path, I don't want to do hockey? Was it that, or was like, no, it was going to be hockey. It was just good to play something else?
It was always going to be hockey, but I did get the choice when I was, I had to make a choice when I was 15 years old, because at the same time I was taking a spot from a kid that really wanted to play football, right? Yeah. So I went to another team and kind of played for fun for that last year. But no, it was never really a decision that I had to think about. My whole family is, all we talk about is hockey. And, it's hard to be new and come into our family, because you got to know a lot about hockey, and you're going to have to talk hockey all the time. So, it was always going to be hockey for me.
You had a moment, though, early on in your career. You're 16 years old, right? And you're playing in a pretty big league over there, and hockey all of a sudden stops in North America, and a couple of players come over by the name of Patrick Kane and Tyler Seguin, and you're looking up, and you've got two new teammates who are, by the way, they were very good at hockey for their time. They're still playing, too, right now. For a 16-year-old to walk into a locker room and there are those two players, and I'm sure you knew what they were, because it's hockey for the Ehlers family, we just found out. Sure, you knew what their reputation was. How did that change you at all, to be around two players like that?
Well, they changed where I was going to play hockey the next year. And obviously, when you got two guys like that come in and you're 16 skating around with a cage on, like you're just in awe of what they can do out there. And you want to get to where they're at too. So you take in as much as possible. You listen, you ask. And they were the reason I went to play in the CHL for 2 years.
So they gave you hey, if you want to come and play in the NHL, you've got to come over to North America. Then was that a big discussion in your household, or was that
I went home right away, and I was like, hey, see ya. Like, when you get two guys like that telling you to go over and play in the CHL, you listen. And my mom was obviously, she was happy, but not super happy. But they also knew this is my dream, and they were all for it. So, I think I called my agent a few days later and started setting it all in motion.
So a 16-year-old has Patrick Kane and Tyler Seguin going, you need to come over here. And instead of you going, okay, you're like, nope, first let's get a plane ticket. And now you end up in Halifax, and you're playing in the Quebec Major Junior League. And I looked up the numbers, but you can detail them for me. 49 goals your first year. Right?
Yeah.
And by the way, he didn't do it in 82 games. Did it in 59 games. You had 49 goals. You had 100 points in 59 games. What was that? Was that season a blur? Was it easy? Was it hard because you're away from your family? How does that play out for you?
It's quite funny because I just talked to my mom the other day about this. My mom and my sister talk about hockey. Yeah, we did. Because my mom, she told me that she was, because you have no idea what the level is, right? Like you come over here and I'm used to playing in a league in Switzerland, and you have no idea where you're going to be at. So my mom told me that she was super nervous for that first game. She just had no idea what was going to happen. And once she found out that I could play a little bit of hockey over here as well, she was relieved. And I love my time in Halifax as well. And I think that the biggest change was obviously not being with my family anymore and being with a billet family, but I had a fantastic billet family in Halifax, and the organization is as professional as the NHL, to be honest. So I loved it there. I think the biggest difference that helped me a lot was also with the getting drafted and being in my draft year. You go from having maybe one scout at a hockey game in Switzerland to we had 32 scouts at a game in Moncton. So, I'm Kane and Sagan, they did right.
So I think they had a good scouting report, and now Nikolaj Ehlers is here with us in Raleigh. Good scouting report brought you here too as well. Just to go back to that junior day for you, and you mentioned the billet family, and I don't know if a lot of folks here are familiar with that system, but it's not just players who come over from Europe, but Canadian kids or American kids who go and play junior. You're going away from your family, so basically you get a foster family, right? That's who takes care of you. And you said that you've got a good one. How, when you look back on those years there, as you said, you got a really good family. How important was that for you, where you went to a place where it wasn't like you were just living in a hotel? You actually were, in a house. You still had a family dynamic that you could use or lean on if you needed it.
Yeah, I mean, it's super important. I'm a big family person. So to leave my family and, go live with a completely new one was definitely going to be a challenge. But, like I said, the organization was really good. I had some great teammates and the family was great. So, did I have my moments where I was ready to go back home? Absolutely. But, I loved it there, and some of the most fun hockey years of my career.
All right. You mentioned your older brother and that you still talk about your careers and what's going on right now. Was there a moment for you where you're either playing in a backyard rink or a rink against your brother and you put a move on your brother and you walk around him? And as a good younger brother, you probably never said it ever again to him, but you're like, I can do this. I might be pretty good at hockey. Like, was there an aha moment for you at any point going, I'm pretty good. You look around the league. It's not just putting up points, but that feeling where you're like, I have a shot. And of course, we found out 2 NHL players let him know that he's really good at hockey. That might be the cherry on top. But was there a point where you're like maybe 9, 10, 11 where you're playing in a game and you're looking around and you're like, this is just real easy and I'm having a blast doing this?
I don't know if I can really remember that. I think at that point you're just out there trying to have fun and playing hockey with your friends and all of that. It doesn't get more serious and until you become a little older. But I knew that I maybe had something, but I didn't start really thinking about that until I was 14 when I was playing with guys that were 18 years old. I've had my fights with my brother. Not gonna lie, he's a super great guy, but he did push me down the stairs once because I got there first and the ball was down there. So that you deserve a little push then from Big Brother. So there's been a few moments. He wouldn't let me play roller hockey with him and his friends. He's 3 years older. That hurt. It still hurts sometimes.
You just didn't show up to the rink with your rollerblades on and just skate around waiting for an opening?
I skated. It was right outside our house back in Denmark. Skated from inside the house, was ready with all my stuff, and I came down. My brother just said no. And I started crying like never before up to my mom. And it's funny because he said this a few years ago that it's something that still like haunts him sometimes, that he said no. The look on my face and me crying after, and I'm like, yeah, good.
We're here with the very forgiving Nikolaj Ehlers. on Kane's Corner here, live from the local. It's funny you mentioned the growing up. You speak 5 languages. 4 for sure.
4 for sure. Yeah, I've lost my French a little bit, unfortunately.
So you can go to Montreal. You can still get around though, can you?
Yeah, I probably could with like the simple stuff.
Yeah. It's real easy. Just say bonjour, hi, and then just move along, and then that's it.
Speak French.
See right there. Now you've all learned if you ever go there. But German, right? Yeah. Swiss.
Yeah.
Danish.
Yeah.
And
English.
Yeah.
Want to try that again?
No, not at all. I'm new to this. I'm not really sure how this all works. So, English the hardest, the one to pick up.
I don't know. I learned English pretty early. And I think when you're a kid, you pick up on languages quicker. Like I said, my dad brought me to the rink, and there were imports there, and you on TV back home, it's English, most of it with Danish subtitles. So I learned that pretty early. German, I got a little bit from my time in Germany, of course, and Swiss is German, but not.
Yeah.
So I don't know which one would be like. French was not easy because that was just so different. But I enjoyed learning those languages too.
Oh, we have enjoyed having Nikolaj Ehlers here in Carolina and will for quite some time. I don't know if you're going to enjoy the next segment. We're going to try it, though, anyway. Bunch of questions on the internet.
Okay.
They'll be in English, so I'm going to need you to read them for me so we can get that all squared away. Our guest is Nikolaj Ehlers. He's got 2 goals, 7 assists, and now the hardest thing he's done in Carolina, he will answer your questions via the internet coming up after this. You're listening to Kane's Corner, live from the local here on 99.9 The Fan.
Listen every afternoon for The Drive with Tim Donnelly.
By this point in the season, the Panthers have proven Plan A works. It's D&D, it's Dowdle, and defense. The next question is, do they have a Plan B? On a day when Rico Dowdle isn't picking up 6 yards a carry, can they still win? And that question falls on the footsteps of Bryce Young. He may have to throw them into a game. Can he?
The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 3 to 6 on 99.9 The Fan.
At Navy Federal Credit Union, we've served veterans and their families for over 90 years, and we continue to serve over 2 million veterans because their contributions inspire our service. And this Veterans Day, we want to tell you that when you're a member, you'll have access to exclusive rates, discounts, and financial tools. Plus, we're partnering with Travis Manion Foundation's Veterans Day of Service campaign, connecting veterans and families of the fallen with local volunteer opportunities. Become a member at NavyFederal.org/veterans. Navy Federal Credit Union. Our members are the mission. Navy Federal is insured by NCUA.
99.9 The Fan is partnering with the Salvation Army of Wake County for Team Up to Give.
We cheer together, we celebrate together.
And when our neighbors are struggling, we step up together.
Across Wake County, more of our neighbors continue to face nights without a safe place to sleep.
Your gift could be the one that turns the tide for a family in crisis.
So team up with us. Together we can make sure no one is forgotten. Team up, give hope, change lives.
Text GIVE to 919-860-5326 or go to teamuptogive.com to donate.
Complete rules for all contests on Sports Radio, The Buzz, and 99.9 The Fan can be found during normal business hours at 3100 Highwoods Boulevard in Raleigh or always online at 999thefan.com.
Happy anniversary, RTP. At Lenovo, we're proudly celebrating 20 years of calling the Triangle home. That's 2 decades of empowering future innovators through our local partnerships and championing smarter technology for all. And we're just getting started.
Progressive knows there are some surprisingly expensive things in life, like frames. Because you found a classic 70s concert poster. But when you went to get it framed, you realized the frame will cost about 4 times the amount of the poster. Which is actually absurd because no one will be looking at the frame, and if they are, then you severely overestimated how cool this poster is. But then you remember by switching your home and auto to Progressive, you could save hundreds and put it towards a classic 70s concert poster in an absurdly overpriced frame. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers. Not available in all states.
Actual price will depend on product and subscription plan. Featured products are compounded drug products, which the FDA does not approve or verify for safety, effectiveness, or quality. Prescription products require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. See website for details, restrictions, and important safety information.
Want a boost in and out of the bedroom? Hims has you covered. Introducing a new 2-in-1 approach to level up your game. Tadalafil for better bedroom performance and zinc for testosterone support. Turn things all the way up and find affordable treatment options at up to 95% less than brand names at hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy.
You're listening to Leaf Filter Radio, and the guru of gutter protection himself, Chris Cunahan, is here to take your most pressing leaf-related questions and bring you a special Black Friday offer.
Hey, everybody, Chris here. I understand we have Ron on the line. Ron, where are you calling from?
Uh-oh. Ron, are you calling from a ladder?
Well, I was. I wanted to ask Chris what I need to do to get my gutters ready to have Leaf Filter installed.
Oh, Ron, you don't have to do anything. A Leaf Filter Trusted Pro will come out and clean out your gutters, realign and seal your gutters, and install Leaf Filter, America's #1 gutter protection system.
So I didn't need to get on this ladder?
Ron, Leaf Filter Trusted Pros are in your neighborhood and ready to help. Just visit leaffilter.com/deal to schedule your free gutter inspection and get up to 30% off.
Thank goodness. What was that site?
That's leaffilter.com/deal. And now, as a special Black Friday offer, you can get a free gutter inspection, plus up to 35% off. This is our best offer of the season. Unlock it now at leaffilter.com/deal. See representative for warranty details.
The Canes will win the draw. Walker, there's a try to score! Nikolaj Ehlers! His first goal with the Carolina Hurricanes. It's a power play goal, and it's 1-0. Hurricanes here at the Garden. That's so good. We play it again. He set up 7 more as well. Nikolaj Ehlers is our guest here on Canes Corner. I've warned you about what comes up now, as we now go to the internet, and we're going to try to suss these out as best we can. First, we're going to just show, this one is for us, for Nikolaj. There's a picture as Jess Drake sends it. First, I want to pass along a thank you from my 6-year-old, who you tossed her a puck at the Dallas game, and it made her day. And it really did, for those of you, yes, aw. But she wants to know, this little face, this cute face, Nick, what is your favorite movie or book? Also, welcome to Raleigh.
I don't read a lot of books.
So favorite movie then?
Yeah. That's always so hard because there's always the 2 or 3 movies, not books.
Not books.
Movies. You forget.
Are you more a comedy guy or are you a drama? Or?
I'm an everything guy. I watch literally everything. I enjoy the Fast and the Furious movies. Completely blank.
Well, that's fine, though.
We'll go with those.
I mean, there's 10, 11, 12 of them.
Exactly.
I mean, that takes up a whole day if you want to get there. This one comes in. Caitlin Clark did her own research on this. While we did Google it, we want to hear from the man himself. Where did the nickname Fly come from?
It came from Chris Thorburn back in Winnipeg, my first year. They tried with Eels at first, but there's a guy there a year before me, Keaton Ellerby, who they called Eels, and it wasn't working for them. And then at some point, Thorburn came up with Fly, and that has stuck with me since. And I believe it was because I would fly around on the ice. I hope it wasn't because he saw me as a literal fly. But, yeah, I believe that was why.
No, I think it has everything to do with how you skate around on the ice right there. And for veterans of this show, you remember when Justin Williams was a player back in the day, he of 37 nicknames said, you don't choose your nickname chooses you. So Fly, because we've seen you fly up and down the ice already here in a Canes uniform. And I remember sitting up in Winnipeg going, that guy's really fast going up and down the rink. You're going to get a lot of food questions here because it just happens that way.
Yeah.
How's it been settling into Raleigh? Well, we've kind of gotten that there's places you can go now without the GPS. And we got the food shopping thing out of the way, 3 stores to get everything you need to do. Hi, welcome to Raleigh. Have you had a chance to taste North Carolina's notoriously perfect barbecue yet?
Nope, not yet.
Okay.
I'm looking forward to that, though.
Yes. So people get very militant about what kind of sauce you put on your barbecue. See, I just threw that out there, and it's already Eastern. If you don't pick Eastern, if you pick Western, there's something wrong with you. If you pick Western, you don't pick. So you get to this size, you pick what you like, and you just go from there.
Okay.
But you're going to be like years away from even getting here. So just so you know. Have you had a chance to experience some of the restaurants in Raleigh?
Yes, I've been to a few restaurants now that have been really good. Burdetto and Oak was fantastic.
I'm taking that Jordan Martinick might have been involved in taking you to some of these restaurants?
No.
Oh.
No.
We got to get on Martinick for that one then.
I did get some help, but not from Marty.
All right. We'll work on that.
Yeah.
We got time. It's still a young season. Susan wants to know, do you wear a mouth guard, and why do some players just chew on it instead of putting it on top of their teeth?
Yeah, I do wear one. The chewing part, I don't know.
Have it?
I don't chew on it. I have it in my mouth to protect my teeth.
Yeah.
So I couldn't tell you.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen that, and I guess maybe because you can't chew gum when you're playing, so I don't know. I don't know the answer. I don't know if I want to know the answer to this.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Thanks, Susan, for opening up that box of worms for us here. What were some of the deciding factors in choosing Carolina?
Yeah, there's a lot of things. Obviously that it was a great group of guys. I wanted a team that wanted me, and of course you look at the team. It's a fantastic team. Been doing great for many years now, and it's a young team that's going to be good for many years. So I thought that was super exciting as well. And yeah, I mean, we're doing pretty good.
Yeah. A somewhat hand-in-hand question to that one. Ahozona, I'm guessing they live in Arizona, and they've used Sebastian's last name to make it Ahozona instead of Arizona. No groans from the crowd on that one, or we're all in agreement here? Okay, moving on. What's it like having Rod Brindamore as a coach?
It's been great. Honestly, I saw the post-game speech yesterday, and I didn't realize how many goal horns were coming in on the speeches there. All right. But
I'm going to need a new horn by the end of the year. Maybe by the end of the month.
Yeah. But no, it's been great so far. We had some good conversations this summer. And again, when I got here, so yeah, it's been great.
Yeah. And I know that he has no answer to this question. We go back to food. What is your go-to cookout order? Do you even know what cookout is?
Nope.
There you go. Told you a lot of just like your nickname. I don't pick the questions; they send them in, and I try to sort through them as best as I possibly can for us here. The biggest thing on the ice that you have enjoyed since coming to Raleigh, and is there anything you're looking most forward to? Scoring goals has got to be fun.
I mean, sorry?
Scoring goals has got to be fun.
Yeah, for sure. But I think, winning games and feeling the crowd as much as we have has obviously been super fun. And I'm looking forward to that as well. Let's put it that way.
Just wait. I'm telling you, when we get to April, you've been in a really crazy environment for hockey where the fans are right on there. Wait when you start driving in and the tailgates are going and everybody's excited for that postseason. It does go to another level, which this question should not be asked because it's a golf question. We're talking about hockey, but are you a golfer, and have you gotten a chance to hit the links here in North Carolina?
I do golf. And I have played a few times now. I actually played here last year as well when we came here to play with Winnipeg. So they've been some pretty nice courses.
Oh, yeah. So, and a ton of that in July. You're going to be playing until late June, so we'll figure that one out next year when we get to that one. Thank you for reading into that one, everybody. Patek wants to know, what's the story behind the wrap laces around your skate boots?
Oh, we just talked about that in the locker room, too. I've tried to get away from it, but I can't. I feel like I'm skating around like a penguin or something. I don't know. But I started doing that when I was 13, 14, somewhere around there. And I just can't get away from it. There's not really a story behind it besides one guy telling me I should try it. And, when you're that young, you just sometimes do whatever. And, I mean, it's different. It's worked.
I mean,
so,
I'd say if we look at what you've done through your career, there's no reason to change it now.
No, I can't at this point. Plus, I think most people would probably be disappointed at what kind of player I'd become after that.
Yeah. Again, it's not a superstition. It's part of the uniform. It's how you get ready. It's preparation. Zach wants to know, what has made your transition to Raleigh easier? Or has there been something that has helped your transition here to Raleigh from Winnipeg?
All the people. Every single guy, person in the organization, and all the people that I've met outside the rink. That's what you're looking for when you're coming to a new place, and you want to feel comfortable. And when you come to a place and you got people that are trying to be there and be helpful and are super nice, makes you feel good, makes you feel wanted, and yeah, I couldn't have asked for a better start.
All right. We're running a little bit out of time here. And, again, feel free to applaud for any answer that Nikolaj gives. So it's the way the show works. Favorite Danish band? Do you have one?
Yeah, I do. I like Lucas Graham a lot. I don't know if he's actually coming here next. I got to talk to the PA. Our schedule, the state fair next summer, we got to scratch that road trip.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let me know how I can help for that for you.
Okay.
I'm here.
Yeah, because Ed Sheeran's coming to, I think, Charlotte, and Lucas Graham is going to
open up for him?
Yeah.
So there you go.
So I got to be here for that.
And there's one last thing I wanted to ask you to wrap up here. It's an Olympic year. Denmark is in the Olympics. You're going to the Olympics. What does it mean for you? What does it mean for you to pull your nation's sweater on and play in that competition?
It means a lot. It's such a proud moment every single time you put that jersey on and play for your country. And it was heartbreaking not being able to go to the last one since we qualified for the first time in history. Yeah. So now being able to go will be super amazing. We also had a pretty good World Championships in May.
Yep.
Beat Canada.
Yep. Yeah, you did.
So, yeah, I love putting that jersey on. It's a family that I come home to and want to play for. So, I'm worried about Hurricanes right now,
right?
But I am looking forward to that a lot.
Well, we are really, really grateful that you get to pull on a Hurricanes jersey now. Nikolaj Ehlers, everyone. 2 goals, 7 assists. Multiply all those by whatever number you want by the end of the year. Thanks so much for taking the time. By the way, Canes play a team they knocked out of the playoffs last year, the Washington Capitals, tomorrow. It'll be right here. You can hear it on 99.9 The Fan. For Rusty Helzer, for David Modlin, for all of you guys out here, and more importantly for Nikolaj Ehlers, thanks for coming out. Thanks for listening, and enjoy the hockey.
Holiday Scratch.